Since understanding of a relationship is subjective and is contingent on the person experiencing and his or her personal repertoire of life's experience, could there be a possibility then to have a standardized understanding of what is transgression? If confusions and misunderstandings are inevitable and inherent part of every relationship, then how does one locate that thin line, that threshold where meanings begin to alter, or should I say, meanings begin to falter? Psychologically speaking, thinking about boundaries may become critical here in order to ensure some sense of coherence and safety in what's going on. In a relational context, often boundaries are thought in terms of laying down a code of conduct mutually arrived between two people. And I don't think very often it's quite possible. Like, how do you do that with a boss in an organization, right? Sometimes it is also not possible because one doesn't know. One hasn't been able to formulate in one's mind what's really going on. It's still feeling, is it this or is it that? Am I thinking too much or is it really happening? Is it me or is it the other? And all kinds of that. So perhaps without any kind of articulation for oneself, how does one begin to lay boundaries? But I think it may be something, if we were to think of boundary also as a line that outlines oneself. What is it that's okay for me? And what is it that's not okay for me? Instead of necessarily looking for a dialogue with the other. If one could reflect within oneself and say, what is non-negotiable or what is inconvenient for me in a relationship? I think this kind of clarity communicates itself to the other, both at verbal as well as non-verbal levels. Until we are able to process our own needs, including both our desires and fears, there remains higher chances of transgressing as well as being transgressed upon. Perhaps here is a thought that just like introducing reflective question, did you ask? Could there be a possibility of a counterpart, a question to the other party, did you tell? I think some of those things may not be answers, but may be possible paths that can give us some idea of how to minimize the gap between two subjective realities.